welcome back to my channel. Okay, so today I'm going to be showing you guys how I make this raspberry cake filling for my cakes. It is very nice and like very luscious, and I use fresh raspberries that are in season. And sometimes, like maybe during the winter season and stuff, when like raspberries are difficult to find and when you find them they're too expensive, I use the frozen ones and I freeze them myself. Like I freeze them like from summer to winter myself because they're a lot cheaper that way, and I'm running a business, not because we got to make money. Okay, so guys, let me show you guys how to make this raspberry filling that is thick enough to like stay on top of your cake and not sink into it. To my channel. Okay, so recently, I started like a series on frostings and fillings for you guys, like different kinds of delicious frostings and fillings from all around the world. So today we're going to make it a different a different delicious filling, and it is absolutely amazing. So let's get started. Okay guys, I want you to notice the thickness or the consistency of the filling. It is not very thick. It's not as thick as those jams, or usually I use jams, but those jams are usually very thick, like they are clumpy and thick. I don't know what they're made of, but you can literally test the preservatives in them. But in summer I like to like go outside and buy my berries, and but you get really fresh nice berries, and I like to buy them in bulk and freeze them. Okay, so moving on to the recipe. You're going to be needing a saucepan, and it's best if it's a non-stick saucepan because it makes it easier for you to scrape off so there won't be lumps. So I already had my berries like bought the day before, and I already washed them and kept them. Like I hate to wash berries, so I like to wash them in advance so the water can drain the day before. So now I'm going to be using them today, and I'm going to be using 200 grams of them. So it's important for you to wash your berries beforehand so that like when you weigh your 200 grams, you're not weighing it with liquid or with like the water in it basically. Okay, so today we're going to be needing some raspberries, of course, some sugar, a separate bowl, and then a weighing scale. A weighing scale is very important if you're into cake decoration, because you need to weigh a lot of things, because you can't just be free handing everything, because you're selling to people that want to eat. You're not just making it for yourself. Okay, so we're going to be needing some sugar, some cornstarch, and some water, and a little bit of time, of course. Okay, so let's get started. So what you want to do is to weigh in 200 grams of your raspberries. Okay, so guys, like raspberries or like other kind of berries can be very temperamental. So even though you washed and separated maybe the rotten ones the day before, when you're weighing it as well, you have to pay attention and try to separate the ones that are rotten between the day before and today, so that like you don't end up making like raspberry that has like an off taste. Because you're sure going to taste it if you're using, it's not going to look it, but you're sure going to taste it if you're using rotten raspberry. So pour it in your saucepan, and then make sure you put 4 tablespoons of water while it steams. You want it to steam first before you add in sugar. Okay, so while it steams, you want to immediately add your sugar before the water dries. But before then, you want to take your spatula. It's important you use maybe a silicone spatula, not plastic, of course, because plastic is not exactly good for your health. So use a silicone spatula, and then you're going to be adding some sugar. And then today we're going to be adding 200 grams of sugar as well. So you want to use your spatula to mash the raspberries just a little bit. You don't want to mash it too much, because you want there to still be clumps of raspberry to seem like like a really fresh jam, not those things you buy in containers and stuff. So today we're going to be using 200 grams of raspberries to 200 grams of sugar. Okay, so you're going to pour the sugar, and then you are going to stir. Okay, and when you stir, you don't want to mash it too much, so your raspberries won't be too mashed, but you want there to still be clumps of raspberries in your filling when you're done. The point of this filling, it's not exactly a jam, because like we're not going to be preserving it or anything. The point of this filling is for you to have a filling that doesn't sink into your cake. It's not watery enough to sink into your cake, and at the same time it stays on top as a filling, so that when your cake is cut, like your customers or your clients can see the effort you put into it, and the fresh fruit filling inside. Okay, so that's what we're going to be achieving today. Okay, so moving on. Okay guys, so you want it to reduce a little bit while you pay attention. This is the reason why you want to use a non-stick saucepan, because you know it won't burn or it won't stick, because if it sticks then you're going to be having clumps in your filling, and that's not what you want. Okay, so moving on, what we want to add now is 2 tablespoons of cornstarch, and then to that cornstarch we're going to be adding 2 extra tablespoons of water. So we're going to mix it together in that bowl separately before we transfer it into our saucepan. And when you're measuring 2 tablespoons, you don't want them to be heap full spoons, kind of. Yeah, you want them, sorry. You want them to be heap spoon, heap. Okay, you guys get me. Yeah, like heap full, whatever. Anyway, so to that you want to add 2 tablespoons of water, and then you want to stir. You want to make sure you stir that until there are no lumps. If you notice, I already reduced the heat in my saucepan so it doesn't burn, so you have to keep an eye on that so it doesn't burn. Okay, so you want to stir that together until there are no lumps in it at all, because if there are lumps in it, you're going to transfer those lumps into your filling, and then it will be just weird and ridiculous. Okay, so once you're sure there are no lumps in, you're going to pour it into your saucepan, and then you're going to stir immediately guys, otherwise you form lumps immediately you pour it, because it will just cook at that point, because you're not making so much. Normally I'm making this video and I'm making it like in like tiny bits, because like I'm trying to make it as manageable as possible so you guys can see. Normally when I make this filling, I make it in like I make it in a big pot. Like at the end of the day it will make me about 5 liters of filling basically in a tiny bucket. So this is like a manageable amount, and this can like fill 2 cakes for you, like 2 6-inch, or between 2 6-inch or 2 8-inch cake. Yeah, if you don't put a lot of fillings in your cake and stuff. So that should do. So you want to stir it on very low heat, because now you're not trying to really cook it, you just want to like cook it just slightly. If that makes sense. So can you see it's beginning to get to the consistency we want? And don't worry, it looks like it's a little watery right now. Don't worry about it. When it cools down, it is going to get a little bit thicker, so don't worry, it will still get thicker. So at this point you want to turn off your heat so it doesn't burn, and you don't want it to get like any thicker than it is already. So because the more heat you apply, the more like the fluid in it evaporates, and you don't want that. So the next thing we want to do is add 2 tablespoons of lemon juice, or if you don't have lemon juice you can use lime juice. If you don't have lime juice you can use vinegar, preferably like plain vinegar, not apple cider vinegar or anything. Okay, so then you are going to stir, and that's all she wrote. Like this filling is so easy. I like to make it in batch, and when I make like a huge batch it can last me months in advance. But for something like this I'm going to use almost immediately. I don't like to preserve it, but I don't can it or anything. I just pour it in a bucket and then keep it in my fridge. But if I'm going to make 5 liters, but like if you're going to be making a lot of this, what you want to do is like for every 200 grams of raspberry you use, you want to add a tablespoon of vodka or lemon extract. That serves like as a preservative and stuff for your filling, and it won't spoil or get moldy or anything. So normally these last me around maybe 4 or 5 weeks, and it doesn't really spoil. So can you see the consistency? It is so nice and so yummy, and the whole kitchen smells of raspberries. It's amazing. So if you try this recipe, please let me know and leave me a comment in the comment section below, and I hope you guys enjoy this video. So if there's any other video you guys would like me to make for you about my caking process, just leave me a comment in the comment section below. I really appreciate it. See how nice and just nice. Okay guys, it's really nice. See the consistency? Yeah, see how, and it's still going to get a little bit thicker when you like leave it to cool down, like leave it to rise and cool and stuff. It's really nice. Like when you press the back of your spoon, you know, like that's the consistency you want. Okay, so that's all we have to do today. Please make sure you subscribe to my channel and give me a thumbs up underneath this video, because I really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for always watching my videos. I'm very grateful. Thank you, and see you in my future videos. Bye.